Hey, good evening. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're back with TSW2 tonight. With no TSW3 yet, of course, but it will be upon us quite soon, won't it? 6th of September, so not far to go now. A couple of weeks, and I thought I'd do this stream because, well, we've got Kassel Wurzberg coming up on TSW3, which has a extended high-speed section where LZB is going to be really, really useful for safety, for the safety aspect. So I thought, I haven't run much with LZB for quite some time, so let's do a couple of runs in the ICE3. I'm on Munich Augsberg, so that's what we're going to do. Going to run with LZB, I get tongue twisted again, LZB and all the other safety systems as a practice. So that's what we're going to do in just a second. Let's have a look who's in. We got Lucas. How you doing, Lucas? I'm very good, thank you. Yeah. Peanut, how are you? Hope you're feeling better. Good to see you in the chat. Right, let's jump in because there is actually at 8 PM UK time. There is a stream by DTG showing the new training centre, which is going to be interesting. So we want to make sure we've finished by then. So we'll do one run. We'll see how we get on with one run. So let's jump in. I'll do it in journey mode. So we'll run the ICE 1706, I think, in the direction of Berlin. Doesn't obviously go all the way to Berlin, but let's run it. Let's have a practice with LZB. Lucas, I watched the interview for Fernbus. Is the bus coming to Console 2? Is that not confirmed? Wasn't confirmed, was it, in that interview? But if you read between the lines of what he was saying, I think it's it will come, but not just yet. All right, this is the ICE 1706 to Berlin. Drive this westbound ICE Intercity Express as far as Augsburg, non-stop. So let's get everything set up. I'll just turn this up in my ears so that I can hear it properly. So, to unlock the doors, we need the reverser in. Let's do the doors. So, first thing to do, let's put on the passenger lights, which is 5 and 5. Go back. We will do the destination boards as well. It's fiddly on a controller, this. Press that twice. Right, press enter on that one, as I remember. We need to look for Berlin in this list. Oh, there it is. Press enter on that. Okay, that's good. Now, I think all we do now is press UD again. If I can get it highlighted. There we go. That's that done. What else have we got? We need AFB. So let's set that to the free mode.
AFB. AFB.
Let's check the lights. Make those normal. That's the horn, that's the coupling, that's the doors, wipers. Okay, so the other thing we need to do is actually turn on the safety systems. That would help us a little bit. So down here, we've got CIFA. We've also got, next to it, PZB. We'll have some of that. And we'll have LZB. It's good to know you a bit better then, Peanut. Hope you're fully recovered soon when you're on the mend. I'm doing okay, thanks. Yeah. Oh, you didn't understand them, Lucas. Yeah, that's. I think he was dropping a hint right at the end that the bus would be coming. Yeah, I think that's what they were talking about. Ant-Man, how you doing? Good to see you. Right, let's get the doors locked. Take a quick look outside. Let's just check the destination boards. Munich to Berlin. That's good. Right, let's get underway. Let's set the AFB to 40, then we don't get in any trouble. And we should be good to go. Yeah, LZB is going to be key, I think, with the new Kassel Wurzberg route. I think I think you get to do 280 kilometers per hour, as I understand it. So it's the fastest route yet. So yeah, LZB. I always use LZB. I did take time to study it right at the beginning when Matt was showing it. So if you don't know LZB, then I'm hoping, excuse me, you can use this as a bit of a reference if you're going to use it on the new route. So we'll see how we get on. Just leaving Munich. It's a very detailed area, this, isn't it? I was glad when I was able to play this one on PS5 with its oomph that it brings with it. So we'll soon get up to speed once we get out of this built-up area. There's a lot to look out for leaving Munich. What's my opinion on TSW3? Well, I think it's a good thing. The way to think about it is think of it as the 3 new routes that we would normally get around this time. That's the way I would think about it. I think it's probably been easier for them to do all the things they wanted to do in a separate game rather than take a version of TSW2 and try to work on it while we were all playing with it, if that makes sense. It's a separate area they've been able to take away and use in isolation from TSW2. So I'm kind of for it. I'm looking forward to seeing this training centre tonight because that's all new. That's got its own route as well, the training centre. So I think that's going to be really useful. So you know, I obviously haven't seen much of it. I've only seen what you guys have seen. Yeah, we've got training centre tonight. I think Thursday is it Southeastern High Speed. The extended Southeastern High Speed I think is Thursday, so that will also be very good. The only question is the progress, and will progress move across? I'm thinking it won't do. I think that will be the only downside, you know, just from my perspective. But I don't know, what do you guys think? I know you mentioned Peanut, you were telling me what you thought about that. Hey Mel, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Right, so we can go up to 140 leaving this part of Munich. Just got a stutter there actually. Put a bit more power in. I'm good, Mel, thank you. Yep, can't complain. These high-speed routes are very good though. Mel, you'll be heading off, will you, to watch Aston Villa on TV tonight? They're playing Bolton, I think, are they? I think they're playing Bolton, just up the road from me. I think I saw it advertised on Sky. "52 kilometres to go." We'll take a look outside. I don't think... I've got PZB on at the moment, so we're under PZB. We're not in the LZB section yet, so I need to keep an eye on the... Ooh, that motion blur is horrible. Right, let me just sort that out. Don't like that. It's horrible. Just turn that off. That's better. Oh, you're local as well, are you, Ant-Man? I didn't realise. If I could hear your voice, I would probably know. Are you actually from Boulton then, Ant-Man? Yeah, Bolton's only about 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes for me. Oh, not far from Middlebrook itself. Right, got you. So we're still in Munich right now. Yeah, Mel. Mel, just send Cameron Archer back, will you? That's all we want. Racing this commuter service out. Actually, turning that motion blur off makes it a little bit less smooth out of the cab. It's alright when you're in the cab, but outside. Very resource intensive route though, this one. Right, we've got a 160 coming up. There it is. Blue Savannah, how you doing? Nice to see you. So I think the LZB will start any time. There is a board somewhere. Oh, just outside of TSW as well. There is. I know you've been following this, I think, Mel, as well. But there is another police game coming out, which has been on PC in early access for a while. Police Patrol Officer, is it called? I think. I think they announced it today that it's coming to consoles as well on the same day it comes out of early access for PC, which I think is 10th of November. I was watching some YouTube of it earlier. It looks alright actually. That might be another one we need to play once we get to November. Yeah, November. Yeah, I thought it was. Looks alright. It's better than Autobahn anyway, but that's not difficult, is it? Yeah, so there's a few of you following it then. That's good. That's good. We're all thinking alike then. Have you been playing it, Mel? Have you on PC? It's a bit repetitive. Hopefully it's not an Autobahn though. It looks pretty decent. That's the LZB coming in. So if we look down here, we can see that this is telling us if there are any speed restrictions coming up, but it's clear for the next 10 kilometers, so nothing to worry about. We can increase speed up to 210. Yeah, Blue. Looking forward to seeing the training centre tonight. Should be quite interesting because the training centre's got a route all of its own, which we don't really know too much about. So it's going to be nice to see that in action. Plus, Sam is doing the stream as well, which is always interesting, isn't it? So yeah, I look forward to that. Anne, how you doing? Nice to see you. I always say this about these routes. To be thundering along, driving something this heavy at this speed, must be nerve-wracking the first time you do it. Especially the fact you're under LZB, you don't really need to do a lot. It's mainly computer controlled. It's pretty scary stuff, isn't it? It's easy when you're sat in front of your TV doing it, but taking the controls for the first time, I imagine, is quite interesting. I'm good, Anne, thank you. Yeah. SNCF's trying to draw me out. He's thinking that I know something about the see, I can't even pronounce it. Niedertalbahn. I honestly know nothing. Honestly. I saw the leak, and on the stream the other night JD confirmed that it was being worked on by a third party, but apart from that I only know what you know. So yeah, don't know anything. Nice to see you though. The drivers are really young, are they, at this route? I bet you need a certain fitness level to be able to drive this route, to be honest. You probably need to be at the younger end, don't you? It's quite stressful going at this speed in real life, I think. But like I was saying, I think with the Kassel Wurzberg route, TSW3, you can go 280 kilometers per hour. Which I'm quite looking forward to, actually. No, SSCF, honestly, I really don't know anything about it. I've only seen what you've seen. Is it? It's only 5 kilometers at 280. It would take you 5 kilometers, wouldn't it, to accelerate from 250 to 280? I did mean to watch that Kassel Wurzberg stream again from last week. I've not got round to it yet. Because, you know, it's like you try to take in as much as you can the first time around and you don't always manage to do that. Well, let's just check on the dash there. You can see nothing. I'm looking at the yellow vertical bar there, which is telling me for the next 10 kilometers there's nothing stopping us. It's also shown by the blue vertical bar in the hood there, which is showing 99 at the bottom. That's the distance to where you're going to be either stopped or slowed down. And we've got a clear track ahead at the moment. Blue says, does anyone know if you can get a rail driver for Xbox Series X? No, I think rail driver's purely PC, isn't it? I don't think there's an equivalent for consoles. And even if you've got a PC, I think rail driver's pretty difficult to get. I don't think they mass produce them, do they? Quite expensive as well. What's rail driver? It kind of it's basically a big controller that mimics the sort of desk of a driver, if you will. So there are, you know, there is a reverser and there's a brake lever and there's a throttle lever, and it's meant to be a bit more realistic than using keys or your controller. Have a look on YouTube, you'll see it there. It's one company, is it, Peanut? Right. That's probably why there's not many then. It's fairly niche as well, isn't it? Fairly niche product, I imagine. Thanks everybody for coming in. Appreciate it. "22 kilometres to Augsberg," just turned 21 actually. So of course, under LZB as we are now, the only thing we need to acknowledge is the CIFA. We don't need to pay attention to any signals or speed boards because LZB is doing that for us. Now if we turn LZB off, we would be under PZB and we'd have a maximum of 160 kilometers per hour under PZB, and we would have to pay attention to all the signals. So you can do it either way, but you won't make the arrival time for this service. Let's have a look outside. Dovetail should make a rail driver, yeah. I think they probably would if they thought there was a lot of money in it. PZB is hard, you can't do it. It does take some getting used to. Just, you know, my advice is always just start to learn it, and every time you get emergency brake, just work out why you got the emergency brake. You'll soon pick it up. There'll be a lot of stopping and starting at the beginning, but it is, you know, we've said before, it is worth learning if you can. You get so much more out of these German routes. There's so much more to do. There's more to do on the German routes than there are on any of the others, in my opinion, in Train World. Signals, speed boards, all sorts of different things to look out for. So if you have got time to learn it, it is worth doing it. But I agree, it is difficult when you first look at it. So if we check back on the dash now, you can see the yellow number there is reducing. You can see it on the hood as well, 67, 66. That's 6 kilometers, 6.3 kilometers, 6.2. It's saying that in that distance we're going to slow down to 150 kilometers per hour. So it's telling us in advance there's something in front. So because we're under LZB, once we get near to that distance, it will start slowing us down on its own. We don't need to do that. You're right, Peanut. Yeah. So what they've done, and we should see that tonight actually in the training centre. They've put in LZB, PZB, CIFA tutorials for the German trains. So it should be easy just to do that, because previously there are no tutorials for that. So if you didn't watch the DTG stream or learn it elsewhere, it was difficult to know how to use it. And you can see it's braking us now. It's going to brake us down to the 150 as it said it would. So I'm not doing this. LZB is slowing us down. So it's keeping the train safe. 700 meters till the 150. Speed still coming down, so you can see the yellow bar is going down as well as we approach it. So we're at the 150, and you can see actually there's nothing else now for the next 10 kilometers, so that the yellow line's gone back up again. So we've only got 5 kilometers though until we get to Augsburg. It's a funny one this on this route, because the PZB ends and you're pretty much right at Augsburg. So you can see there's a 90 coming up in the top right hand corner in 3 kilometers. Going to take some of the power out. Hey Farah, how are you? Good to see you. It does feel like it's been a while. So there's the end of PZB. So I just acknowledge that. I should say PZB is about to release. We're still under it. You can see the blue and white U in the hood. So I'm going to start slowing down anyway, because we've only got 1.9 kilometers to go. So that's PZB ended. LZB, sorry. We're back under PZB right now. It's confusing, isn't it? So we need to be down to 90. There we go. That's the 90. Now I need to acknowledge that 9 signal, because we're under PZB, and again there's another 9 on the signal, and acknowledge that one. We got the 1000 Hertz light come on, which means we need to be 85 or under, so we're well under that, so we're good. So we'll just coast into Augsburg. So there's not a lot to do under LZB when you're in the main bulk of the journey. It's when you get to either end that you need to remember what it is you're doing. Thanks, Blue Savannah. Talk to you later. Thanks for coming in. So, let's slow it down for this stop. The 500 Hertz light has come on, which means we're approaching a red. So we're actually a minute and a half early. So LZB does actually also keep you on time as well, which is quite nice. Nice and easy. And that's Munich to Augsburg. Quite a nice run that actually. So I think we'll run another one, but what we might do is switch to Colnarken and do it on there, I think. Quite right, Farah. There's a lot, isn't there, as well, coming up. We're just saying before you joined as well, there's another police patrol officer game being released on the 10th of November. And it does look a lot better than Autobahn 3, so that might be another one to pick up. So this one with the green stripe is the more modern variant, isn't it, of the ICE3. And if we switch to Coln-Aachen, we got the original. There we go, so nearly 62 kilometres. Seemed to go in a blur, didn't it? 28 minutes to complete that route, so let's switch over. Let's find Coln-Aachen. There it is. Now let's have a look in my... Right, those are the bad weather ones. Let's not do one of those. Let's just do one where we can see. And we want the 406. And we will do the Intercity Express IC service to Coln 940. Let's do this one. Way of the Hunter is disappointing. Oh, that just came out, didn't it? Not long back, I think you were all saying. Right, let's get everything set up again. Get the doors open. Passenger lights. And we're going to Coln. So let's change this to Coln. Where's Coln? Right, let me just check this. Frankfurt we need to put, not Coln. Right, that's that. Let's get that set in. Okay, cool. Let's go back. Then we need AFB.
AFB.
6.
AFB.
Set that to 40, ready to go. Right, and then down again in the panel, we need to put the safety systems on, so let's do that. C for first, PZB, LZB. So let's wait till 9:42, so okay, let's check the lights, we'll put them on normal. Everything else I think is good and ready to go. Okay, cool. By the way, you guys, I haven't said yet, but I was going to do an announcement about it. There will be, I will be doing a giveaway for TSW3. I think for the standard edition, I'm just getting it confirmed, but I think I'm going to have 2 keys available. So once I've decided how to do the giveaway, there will actually be a giveaway, but they won't be available until it releases. So just so you know, I will do an announcement. But if you're one of those who are on the fence about it just now, what have I done now? Just give me a sec. Why is that not powering up? Well, that's ruined my announcement, hasn't it? What the heck's going on here? Is the pantograph up? Let's just check we got power. Don't need to do anything with the power, do I, on this one? Right, I don't see anything there. Ah, there we go. Right, that was weird. I've not seen that before. Anyway, we're underway, so we've resolved it. Yes, so, yeah, I will have 2 keys to give away, which is nice of Dovetail to do that. Over the next kind of week, I will have a think about how to do that giveaway, and I'll just put a little announcement out. I'll make a short video on the channel, and then if you want to be in with a chance to win, then by all means you can take part in that. You're one of the losers that pre-ordered. Oh, I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't worry. It's good that you pre-ordered. But Peanut, were you not one of those that said at the beginning you weren't so keen on the idea of TSW3? Or am I getting you mixed up? I know a couple of people haven't been keen on the idea, but hopefully, you know, when we all see it in a bit more action, people will agree it's quite nice. Mixed feelings, that was it. Yeah, I had a feeling you weren't completely on board at the start. Okay, so we're on our way to Cologne. Under PZB again. Got a 120 coming up. So you see the instrument panel in this version is slightly different to the version we were just in on the other route. The vertical line, once we get under LZB, is actually there in the centre this time. But again, it will appear in the hood as well. So you can use it from either place. The other thing, Peanut, as well, is that, of course, if I don't know what your situation is with DLCs and things like that, but you know, because they've decoupled the local DLCs from the routes. You know, if there's a couple of DLCs for locals you actually like the look of that exist right now, once they've decoupled them, you might be able to pick those up. You know, I don't know if you own everything or whether you just buy UK stuff or German stuff or what, but it gives people a few more options. If there's a particular route they don't really want to buy, but they like some of the rolling stock that's on there, there's an option now to do that, which is quite nice. And I know you've pre-ordered, but you know, for everybody else, there's no pressure, is there, to buy it on day one. TSW2 will still run in its current state, and there'll be plenty of people like myself streaming it from the beginning, so you can have a good look at it. Oh, you've got nearly everything, right? Okay, so that won't really apply to you then, Peanut. You're saving up for years. Must be 600 quid's worth there then, at least. For everything? I'm just guessing now. Not as much as you would have spent on Train Sim Classic if you played Train Sim Classic, but yeah, people have pumped many thousands into that, I think, haven't they, over the years. That's not to say that TSW won't end up the same kind of thing as TS Classic. Yeah, TSW2 just won't get any new DLCs, but I mean the game itself will carry on. I mean, the good thing is it's not quite turned into a FIFA yet, has it? Where there'll be a new one every year, and all they do is update the teams. You know. Not mentioned, not missed much. SNCF. We just switched routes on our way to Cole now. And I've got a 120 coming up, so I just need to reduce speed a little. And we've got a 110 coming up, so I'll start reducing speed right now. I was actually looking at the new Madden. It's just come out, hasn't it? It looked quite nice on PS5, but I don't know whether I don't know whether I've got the stomach to pay the full price for it when I know that by the beginning of November it'll probably be 25 quid cheaper. I don't think I've ever bought a Madden game brand new at the time it's come out, although I do enjoy playing it. So 53 kilometres to go. We're still under PZB. We've not hit the LZB section yet. Due in at 10:13. Uh, 160 in 2.2 kilometres. That's when we'll start to speed up up to the LZB. When a new looking what you put there, Peanut, when a new TSW comes out, I think you know, as long as everything we've bought comes forward into the new game, then that's not as bad, is it? I mean, if it was a new game and you could only play the routes you'd bought in the old game, I think that would be a bit of a showstopper, and I think they've realised that. And the good thing this time is that I think everything bar one route is available day one in TSW3 as well, even though you've got to download it all again, which is the only other thing. Could take you 2 days to download everything, couldn't it? Last time they staggered everything, didn't they, when it came across, because the preservation crew had to convert each route bit by bit. This time pretty much all of it is ready to go, so that's good. So they've obviously learnt from that last time as well. We can accelerate to 160 now. Yeah, I don't think I will be buying it, Farah, to be honest, the NFL game. I'll stick to watching it. It's nearly the beginning of the season, so... for you guys though that play TS Classic as well, and you've got TSW2, do you still play both regularly, or does the sort of look and feel of TSW, because obviously it's kind of, it looks much prettier, doesn't it? You know, does the look and feel of TSW stop you going back to TS Classic? That's the 187 passing us, by the way, which is still broken. We'll wait for a bug that deletes all the DLC. I hope not. Still not in LZB. We've come a fair way, haven't we, out to reach this section. So you haven't gone back to TS Classic then, Farah? TSW's better in nearly every way. The DLCs are TSW3 compatible content. Right, I don't know about that. There must be a reason. "15 minutes is it, SNCF, around, till we reach it." I know we sort of get to, there's like an iron bridge, isn't there? Which I think is coming up now, is it? Is this the iron bridge? There is an iron bridge anyway, and that's about where the LZB starts. I think with the new game, well, the same with any game, until you get your hands on it, you don't really know fully whether it's to your liking, do you? You know, apart from the way it looks, I think playability-wise, it's going to be much the same, isn't it? TSW3 to TSW2. You know, you're not going to have to relearn a control scheme or anything like that. You'll be able to jump straight in. So we're doing 160, which is the maximum under PZB. The Sifa bloke sounds louder on the outside than he does on the inside, which is interesting. There is a 200 coming up, so that'll be the PZB, 3.1 kilometres, so we're getting close. It is quite a way, SNCF. I'm sure we're going to see the iron bridge that I was talking about, and then you kind of know it's coming up. There you go. So that is the LZB engaging. So once again, as before, if you look down at the hood for the next 10 kilometres, the track is free. There's the iron bridge. So I was nearly right. The iron bridge is in Shropshire. Yeah, not that iron bridge. I'd be a bit worried if we were near Shropshire. Driving this thing. I know there's off the rails mode, but driving this in Shropshire might be a stretch of the imagination too far, I think. Right, there's the 200, so let's get this thing moving. So I think we'll finish this run and then we'll call it a night. We'll just be in time there to get a cup of tea before the dovetail stream starts. Thanks everybody for coming in and watching a bit of TSW. I actually had a little go last night on the G6 shunter, which I'd not played in a long time. That was the one that was created by the third-party TSG. I don't know if any of you guys own that, but that is a very nice shunter. It really is. And I played that for about 90 minutes last night. Really enjoyed it after such a long time of not driving it. And that was on Rhine-Ruhr-Osten, I think. Rhine-Ruhr-Osten? Can't remember. But it does have services baked in on some of the other routes as well. It's definitely got services on Chemnitz. So we're accelerating up to full speed now for this route. To make sure I don't overspeed actually. I moved the AFB when I'm in LZB, which I shouldn't have done. Why didn't I hit the broadcast button last night? It was quite late on, to be honest. I think that was the only reason. But I will run some of that again because I did quite enjoy it. So. So the LZB distance is counting down. It's counting us down to a 0, so we're going to come to a full stop in 8.7 kilometers. That's telling me. And you can see why you need LZB, because at this speed, there's no way you can keep control of what's in front of you. And if you're not expecting to come to a complete stop, then there's going to be trouble, isn't there? But the way this controls the train makes a lot of sense. See, the brakes are coming on already. When you get the red symbol in the hood with the G, that means the braking system's engaged. It is SNCF, but it also brakes you, because you're not doing the braking. It's kind of both. Yeah, give it a try, Farah, because you know, that's what I thought about this stream, is that it's going to be useful for the new German route. So give it a try. CML, thanks for coming in. Mel's off to watch the footy. So the brakes are really kicking in now, 2.3 kilometres. So we had 2.3 kilometres, whatever it was has moved. You can see now we've gone to 4.1 kilometres. So there must be something in front of us moving between the signals. So it must have moved us forward an extra block, that means. So it's still keeping us a decent distance from whatever's in front. Still 16 kilometres to go till Cologne. So there you go, it's moved up again now to 4.2 kilometres. So yeah, as the SNCF says, the train in front of us is moving. It's just keeping us a decent distance behind to let it clear one of the signals, and then we'll take its place, probably all the way into Cologne, unless it's one of the stoppers. Although they should be running on the tracks to the right there, they shouldn't be getting in our way. So it must be another ICE. It's clever how it does it in game though, isn't it? So, you know, they tell us a lot how complicated the timetables are. And when they make a change to something, it can potentially break the whole timetable and give us red lights and things like that. You can kind of see how complicated it is to piece together with the way this LZB safety system is actually working. Very clever. So now that we've got a little bit of extra distance, it's actually speeding us up again. It'll try and get us up to the permitted speed. And we're coming back down again because we've got 3.7 kilometres till we come to a halt. Yeah, it is, Farry, yeah, it is. It is. So speed's coming down again, and it's telling me, there you go, it's gone back to 4.9 kilometres again. So the train in front keeps moving, and now we're speeding up again. So it'll keep us a safe distance away, and it will automatically control the speed and the brake to keep us that distance away until we come out of the LZB zone. So you don't really do a lot, so it is quite clever. And it's gone up again to 4.8, so it keeps giving us an extra block. And we got 9 kilometres to Cologne. So it does keep telling us that we will go to 0. So these 3 zeros, that's what it's going to do when this distance runs out. So there we go, 4.2 kilometres until we get to a 0. It'll slow us completely to a stop. There's obviously some queue of trains, isn't there, going into Cologne. And this will just stop us thundering into the back of anything, which would not be clever. So 2.4 kilometers, 2.3, 2.2, 2.1, 2 kilometers. So it's slowing us down. And if the train in front clears, it puts back up again and start to speed us up. But this time it may actually do it. It may actually bring us all the way down. No, it'll stop. It will stop, SNCF. So there's a red coming up in 800, and I'm not doing anything. It's slowing itself down. The only thing we need to do under LZB, as I said, is to acknowledge the CIFA if you've got that switched on. There's the red on the gantry. Speed's coming off. Sometimes this light changes just as you're approaching it. It might not do in this case. If it does, it will speed us up again of its own accord. Right, so it's going to hold us here. As soon as that red clears, I don't need to do anything. It will take the brakes off. So there you go. We've got a yellow. Actually, do I need to release the brake? Let's try this again. I think we're to take the AFB off, actually, and then put it back in. There we go. Take the power off, sorry. So you do need to reset it. But it is back now. I've put the power off and back on. It is back under LZB. Yeah, you're right, SNCF, yeah. So I don't need to acknowledge that yellow signal. I would if I was in PZB. Let me put the AFB back to where it was. Here's another red. We just turned to a yellow, so it's going to speed us up again now. $70 coming up. So once again, it's decelerated me, but this is coming up now to the end of PZB. So I acknowledge that. The end button turns solid. And right, I will make the AFB 70. Yeah, it's working. It's working, SNCF, yeah. I just put it down to 70. So here's the entrance to Cologne. I think the LZB should come off fully quite soon. There, so we're now back in PZB. There's the 101, which is a very nice train. There's the 1000 Hertz, which just means we have to be under 85, which we are. Or 40 coming up.
Zugbeeinflussung.
500 to go. So we're a little late on this run, but we did get held up, so that's understandable. But we didn't do too badly. Don't spad, yeah, you're right. Actually, there's a bit of grace here. Look, there's about 100 meters after the objective marker, which is quite nice. Hey, Cadman, how you doing? Yeah, you're a bit late, Cadman. We're just about to finish. Actually, it's been a couple of good runs. I've quite enjoyed it. They don't take that long to do. Dave says here as well. Dave, you missed it slightly. So Dave, this is the one to watch for LZB if you want to watch it back. I've just done LZB both. Well, I've done. I did Munich Augsberg, and then I did this one, Aachen to Cologne. But if you want to brush up on your LZB, just have a look at that. There's the cathedral. You can actually see that cathedral in on the road as well. You can drive past it, just kind of outside there. I actually think that's where we had the problem with the trailer, you know. On that Sunday night where the trailer flipped around. I think it was just over that side, just before the cathedral. You hope they keep the German-speaking passengers in Fernbus. You feel we'll have Core Blimey Gov. That'll mean that they've got the voice actors from Autobahn then. If they're saying Core Blimey Gov, do you want a donut? We don't want any of that again. I haven't looked at any Fernbus on PC actually. And I didn't do with Tourist Bus before that came out. I didn't look at any of the footage that was on PC because I didn't want to spoil it. But I might do with Fernbus, just so I'm slightly prepared this time. But so that was it. That was a quick couple of runs on 2 routes with LZB. So yeah, Dave, have a look back if you want to get some practice in on LZB. Hope everyone's enjoyed it. Thanks for coming in. Sorry you missed it, Cadman, Dave. But there's always the next one. Enjoy the DTG stream if you're watching it at 8 o'clock, showing off the training centre for TSW3. And I'll catch you all in the next one. So take care, everyone. Have a good night. Talk to you soon.